Hello and welcome to Square Ghost and the review of Panlos' Lunatic Hospital. And as you can see, here is the big reveal. The roof is sitting on top and not as nice as I would like it to, but nevertheless it's on. So where do we begin? This Panlos set. Excuse me for the rustle of my notes. It is, it has, I should say, do beg my pardon, 7,527 pieces, and I actually, or you can buy it at £93.43 British pence plus shipping. Now the shipping now is almost as dear as the set itself, so you're looking at £73 shipping, which puts it at £166 for the entire set. Now all in all, it's not bad for a 7,500 piece set, but if you're thinking of buying it, and we've not reviewed it as yet, take a look on AliExpress. I know they do it for a lot cheaper than that. I know people have horror stories. I've used them a few times and so far everything has been good. But let's get on with this review. I don't want it to be too long. We started with the base of the house. Let's get into it. The interiors you will have seen in the other videos if you have been watching. If not, just click on what you'd like to see, and if you look in the descriptions it will show you what that particular video is about. Ground floor was nice to build. The interior was pretty good with the cells and stuff. We got the door. You can see where it says Madhouse, and you can see the actual patination of the door. Don't think they were stickers if I remember rightly. I think they were printed tiles, which was nice. We had no real problems with the base floor, ground floor I should say, until we got to the walls. I will add, as I turn or try and turn this set, it's quite heavy now as you look down. We did have problems with some 1x14, 1x16 brick where they would not go on. There was a slight bend in them, but if you found whichever the way the slight bend was going, use the marking hammer, they did eventually go with a bit of persuasion, so that was fine. The actual wall itself, we had a little bit of a problem where you're supposed to build the wall up first and then stick to the plate, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. So I ended up deconstructing as much as I could, building to the plate. That way it allowed me to build up, and then we had no problem. When I came to the other side, you can see there, it absolutely no problem. I built to the plate straight away, and that's what it was all about. The second floor, little plates, it was two great big base plates. The one at the bottom, this was more little base plates stuck together, which was fine. And then you get that slight bend, as you say, and as you go higher and higher, the bend becomes more and more noticeable. Again, window technique was quite nice. Some people may find it a little bit repetitious. Personally, I didn't, and I think they look good. I like the colour scheme of the red, the bronze. You've got the green for the, like, more or less where the flowers are coming from and attacking and whatever. A nice little greenery inside. And you know, you got your decoration. I will say, as we see here, looking at the gates, you got the nice black figures. As you can see, they stood nice with the gates, with the wings. They both got axes or whatever. You've got your cameras, as you can see, looking from the outside, making sure nobody can get in both ways. It fitted on okay. We had a slight problem with, you can see the cheeses there. Once you got the one side in, and the other sides wouldn't actually fit in. It's like a really tight snug fit. When I pushed, all the cheeses popped off, so I had to find where the cheeses was and Once the cheeses were off, that floor went in totally and utterly fine, no problem, and then we put the cheeses back on. Again, interior is quite nice inside. Just go back to the actual video previously, whatever number it is, like I say, check it out and you'll see the interiors. The flower was a bit of a pain to mount. The actual connection to the bent sort of log thing inside, that kept coming, giving away. All in all, once we managed to get it, we had to disassemble inside to get it to stick back up again, and that is what it is. Then we went to the second floor, and again, it looks nice, everything's inside. There was a nice chair. I will turn it around in a minute to show you everything else around the back and the sides. Same building techniques. Then we had these little sword things, the first of those sort of things that really kill your thumb up at the end. Absolutely terrible, if I'm honest. You know, by the end of doing all of them, especially for the roof, my thumbs really ached. But you can see the gist of how it looks. Again, let me just show you as I'm trying to zoom in and not shake too much. It doesn't lie flat. You can push and push and push and it still comes away. And this is because the plates that are made underneath, they're not bent. I don't think they're bent. I think it's something to do with the clutch power of the brick. Please comment in the box if you know different. If you think I'm wrong, by all means, just say Kev, so and so, whatever it is, and I'll listen to you. But the plates to me were straight enough. I think it's, like I say, I think it's definitely to do with the clutch power. But in saying that, it's standing up, it's there as you would say, it's okay, it's on. From a distance it doesn't really matter, it's only if you're going to examine this up close that you can see the gaps. And then finally we built the roof, and as you can see, it was nice, it went up okay, and then you have your gaps and you can see the bend in the roof. Now you can actually push it down, you can actually push the other side down. The middle bit has gone in a little bit, but as you can see, look at the bend on that. You push it in, it won't hold. It will not hold, front, back, whatever, it won't. So it's just resting where it is. Again, like I've said, it is a distance thing. If you're just looking at it from a distance, it's fine. If you start to scrutinise, you can see the little bits of this and that, and it won't be in everybody's, what's the word I'm looking for, wheelhouse. They won't all enjoy it. There you can see the decoration, the nice gargoyle looking things. And there we start our things again there, which is an absolute nightmare because it really does hurt the thumbs after a while. We've got our roofing, which is okay on both sides, and then we've got our red thing at the back. Don't understand why that's red. It's not fixed in, it moves about. I think that's another poor thing. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn the set around. That's exactly what I'm going to do, and then we can see the back. And there we are from the back, and as you can see, it steps out a little bit there. I mean, if you're going to go, if you wanted buildings this way, you might have problems where you would have to somehow level it up, maybe put a pavement in or something like that. I don't really like the out recess there. I think it's not that good. I do like how it looks, the big brick with the recesses in. It does add its character to the windows. You can actually see how it comes together, how it looks, how slowly taking it up, and you can see how you have problems with the seating even at the back. Like I said to you, it's not just at the front, it's at the back as well. And then the terrible roof, there you can see the spotlight, the other gargoyle, and look at that gap, it is. But you can see, if I slightly come back, you can see the bend in the plates. The plates aren't bent. It's definitely a clutch problem error, and if anybody knows how to cure this, like I say, please drop it in the comments. The middle looks good. You can see the green all the way through. It looks pretty good. What I'll do now is show it you sideways on, and then we'll have a look at the roof looking down at the building in a minute. And there we are from a side and back view. You can see the actual wall again, like I said, that we built up from the plate because it didn't fit when we tried the other side the way that they wanted to. Nice little sign, colour's good, all the bricks went together fine. The fence part there with the little bent arms and the claws on at the end to hold on, that looks good. We had a few bit of greenery crawling up the walls. And then, like I say, you can see the gap there again. It doesn't push down correctly. You push it down, you can push it down, don't get me wrong, because you can see that the first floor went okay because I believe of the little cheeses, but here it doesn't work. You push it down, it pops back up, exactly the same as the roof, exactly the same problem. And then we get to the roof and you get that view, and you know, sorry for shaky cam as we say, that's me, all me. And we'll do a view of that from the front to the other side. And there we go, we've turned it round, you can see the front and the other side. And like I say, if you look at the look, I think it's a stunning build. The outside was built by Harry Han, I think his name was. I think it's that. I know the interior is not his, so whether this is a stolen mock or not originally, I don't know. That's something you would have to research. But the outside does look good. Is it the pieces? If you was to build this in Lego, would it be better? I don't know. The one thing I do know, as I said to my wife this morning or earlier on, and that was, if you did build this with Lego, I dread to think how dear it would be, because it would be, well, big hundreds, big hundreds, 7,500 pieces. So what you're looking, 600, 700 pound maybe, you know. Yeah, it would be a lot of money, so not really practical unless you was a real fan and you really wanted to do it, save your cash up and do it. But looking at it, like I say, if we just, you've got your same fence again there, look at your little claws, you've got your bits of greenery, and then you have your problems. Everything is sitting down until you get to that second floor. Once you hit the second floor, it struggles to seat. It doesn't seat, in fact. You can look, it sits in the middle, and it's where the bend comes up, and it doesn't. And if I just pan, you've got the roof, and there you go. You've got the gap the other side, exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever. And I'm coming out again, so as you can see, the entire set. Now I'm going to have a look of it looking down from the top, and then we will start to sum up. So here I am from the top looking down as best as I can. I can't get any higher, sorry for shaky cam, it's just me I'm afraid. But you can see you've got your floodlight, you've got your nice decoration, you've got your roof, and then if I just slightly tilt and come back, you get that effect of, and I'm not really far enough away, but you can see where I am coming from. It looks quite good, and I'm going to now sit back down again and sum up. So here I am, and here we go. So playability, I don't know. If you look back at the other videos, it's quite cramped inside. There's lots of things to build and do. I thought the build experience, let's talk a bit about the build experience. I really enjoyed it. Doing the things inside, outside, first the ground floor, first floor, absolutely enjoyed it. Had problems with the plant, like I say, long beams, yeah, the 1x14s, whatever, 1x16s. Once we tackled that, we got them in, like I say, with the Malking hammer. That was fine. So the actual build experience was absolutely fine. Very, very, very enjoyable. It's only when we came to that second floor and the roof part that we had the problems, that we had the bends were really more noticeable, that you can see. Playability wise, like I say, when you have a look back at the other videos, it's pretty crowded. I mean, if you've got kids or children wanting to play with this set, I think you would struggle. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think you might knock things off and do stuff like that. Now, as a display piece, I think it's pretty good. Really, really amazing. In fact, like I say, I take my hat off to Harry Han, and the outside look, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Design, technique, okay, maybe. I don't know about the quality of the plates and the clutch power of the brick. That's something that, you know, only you can tell me. I mean, there's going to be other people who've built this set, like I say. Have they experienced the same problem? I don't know. So again, to me, it is just a display piece to put on your shelf or your city or whatever and display it. The one thing that I would have done differently, and like I say, I'm no brickmaster, is I would have had a way where I would have built it so that there'd been a way there of putting some, what do you call them, where you open and close hinges. I'll get the words out in a minute. And then you could have opened the set and then seen the inside, because it's a lot of trouble getting all those things off, especially if you want to put them back again later. So playability wise, I give it a not very good. I do give it a lovely display look. I think it's absolutely great. I think it'll look great in any city. And even like that, with those bent plates, if you're looking at it from a long way away, you can't really see that, which, you know, is all that matters really. Number of bricks, like I say, 7,527 to be precise. There was 8 building steps, but we had to split it up ourselves, because there was, like, sometimes the first couple of sections was well over 1,000 pieces per bag, if you like. There's multiple bags in the bag, but there was no way you could do a build like a build video. It would just run way too long, and that's why I decided to step it up myself into 32 build steps instead of 8. And I think it was the right thing to do looking back now, and I would do it again this way, undoubtedly. There was too many parts per bag, in my opinion. You know, and you need a lot of sorting space. You know, I like to sort my pieces, as many of you will know. And once you got there, once you started building, like I say, it was fine. Once you could see the wood for the trees, the old saying, it was okay. But as a whole, like I say, too many pieces per bag. Price wise, again, I'll just recap. I think you can get it now for £95.43 from, I think, from Barware. But I think the shipping is ridiculous. It's £75 to ship here to England. If you look on AliExpress, and I'm saying it again, I'm repeating myself, but just to recap, I'm pretty sure you can get it a lot cheaper, and the postage is usually free. Now, as to what the quality of the bricks is, I don't know. Do your research, have a look in the comments. That is most important, and you'll see whether the set is worth it or not, quality-wise, of brick. So we're running up close now. Obviously, I didn't install the lights inside. The light does work on the spotlight at the top. Did a silly thing where I didn't find any batteries. Immediately thought, well, that's no good. Little did I know that the batteries were already pre-installed. So that's a bad one for me. Idiot curve strikes again, but it doesn't really matter. I will display this for a certain amount of time, but again, I'm limited to space here, so it can't stop up all the while when I go for my next big set, which won't be for a while, don't get me wrong. I don't know what's coming next. at some point it will be dismantled, which is a sad thing to say. I can hear a lot of you say. My final thoughts: would I buy this again? Yes, I would, for the right price. I wouldn't overly pay for it because of the problems that we've got on the top. I'm looking forward to seeing other people's comments. Do I like the look of it? Yes, I do. Did I enjoy the build? Yes, I did. And there's not a lot more than I can say. Would I recommend it? I would recommend it, as long as you get it for the right price. I think if you overpay for this set and you have the problems that I had, that's when it becomes a no-no. And like I say, it'd be interesting to see if anybody has built this in proper Lego, real Lego, because I assume the original mock was built in Lego, and I'd love to know what the price would be in proper Lego bricks. Anyway, I hope I've shed a little bit of light. I'm sorry for this build review going on for as long as it has. If you have enjoyed this little video, please drop a like in the give me that thumbs up, that like button, please. You can see I'm getting tongue twisted. And if you want to follow on to tomorrow's next build, which we don't know what it is yet, we're not absolutely 100% sure, then all you have to do is click on that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Anybody who's watched this far, because I know this is going to be quite long when it all sums up and done, thank you very, very much for watching. Same applies for anybody who's watched any of my other videos. Yeah, it's been a great year and a nice way to finish off the year, really. I mean, like I say, we've had our problems, but we've still managed to get it up in one piece. It looks okay from a distance, unless you're really sharp and really close. And that's all I've really got to say about it. And with that, I hope to see you tomorrow on that next build on Square Ghost. So with that, you know the score, you know the drill. My name's Kev, I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side.